Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm gonna tell you about amphibians. Last time I told you about birds and some fun facts about them. Now I'm gonna tell you about amphibians. Can you see some amphibians on the table? Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you some things about amphibians. For example, you're going down a pathway and you see some puddles. One of them has an animal. It is jumping around. You don't know it's an amphibian, but there's a lot of creatures. You don't know what they are, but I'm going to tell you some things that might help you recognize if you run into some frogs and you don't recognize them as an amphibian. Firstly, here are the properties. An amphibian also has a backbone, means it is vertebrate, and vertebrates have backbones. They are cold-blooded, means they can live in the warm place, but if they live in the cold places, they will not survive for very long. And they have to live in a moist place. Moist means like a little bit drippy. And they can breathe through their skin, means their skin has like a material and then it sucks in air. But in some cases they use their lungs. They can live on land and in water, but mostly live in water. Body is divided into the head and the trunk. Do you know what is the trunk of the frog or the amphibian? It is like the back, like this part, and it is called the trunk on top of the belly. And their skin is smooth and rough, means like salamanders and newts have smooth skin. Some frogs also have a little bit rough skin, and toads have rough skin. And they also have sense organs. This is about their most important set. They have sense organs to smell and taste chemicals. The sense organs, some sense organs are like the eyes and the ears. Those are both the sense organs, and they help to detect and taste chemicals. Amphibians can live both in on land and in the water. They can only live in fresh water, not in salt water, because salt water contains more salt than the entire freshwater capacity. Most of the earth is salt water, but fresh water is more suitable for amphibians because they're not like sharks and dangerous things in the rivers. So now let's go into the second fun fact. Number 2 fun fact is that some frogs, they are divided into 3 types of amphibians: frogs, toads, salamanders, and newts. Frogs are more like frogs and toads are more same, and salamanders and newts are like not very different. All of them are different, but most of them are same with their friends. Now let me tell you about the biggest and the most giant the amphibian. The biggest amphibian that lives today is the giant Japanese salamander. I just don't know how to pronounce Japan, so just excuse me because I couldn't pronounce that. The giant Japanese salamander is the biggest of all salamanders, frogs, toads, and also newts. It only lives in Japan, as its name suggests, and it lives in fresh water. Some people have actually encountered them, and their length is approximately the height of a human. That's big. And some of them can grow up to 7, or their length can be 3 or 7 feet. That's a lot of big. And they also can have some toads or frogs or salamanders or newts are only born with gills, and some have gills for the eternity of life. And they can also breathe. Do you know how they breathe? They actually breathe from their skin. And they have fresh and moist skin. They have like slippery skin, so like predators can't catch them. And most of them can jump very high. And the children cartoons suggest they can jump pretty high. But the oldest giant frog is the Beelzebufo. Or I actually can't pronounce that name, but it is a hard pronouncing name, so it's the biggest frog that is extinct. I hope you like the amphibian facts. Now I'm gonna give you a challenge. It has 4 questions. The first question is what is the meaning of an amphibian? Second question, what is the most important sense of an amphibian? Third, what is an amphibian, the baby of an amphibian, called? Fourth question. The fourth question is, what amphibian can hop very high? Now write your answers in the comments below, and I wish you some good luck. Bye bye.